What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Goa trance, back with a tune by Shakta and Moonweed. Now, Shakta is Sebastian James Taylor, often credited as Seb Taylor. Moonweed, I believe, is Graham, what is it? Jamie Graham, sorry. I was like, Graham Wood? Wait, no, that's Infinity Project, isn't it? But yeah, Jamie Graham, Moonweed, Seb Taylor, Shakta. This is a tune they made on Celtic, which is a sort of Goa trance label, often sort of acid-heavy Goa trance label, and I believe it was within Chalky's sort of stable of labels, along with his Chalky's Tunes, VCF, Voltage Controlled Frequencies, VCR, Voltage Controlled Remixes, and Canon, which was sort of the like acid trance but mixed with hard house sort of flavor. But again, I believe this is the sort of Goa trance mixed with acid sort of flavor label in his stable. Celtic Records. This is from 1997. I first heard this on Distance to Goa, Goa Spirit, Goa Spirit Volume 2. I've mentioned before the first two Goa Spirit compilations. A lot of tracks and artists that I came to be very fond of in the Goa world, I discovered them through those compilations. It was sort of the same thing as the Sound of Acid Core Volumes 1 and 2, which introduced me to a lot of seminal acid techno and acid trance. Not so much acid core, despite the name of that series, but again, it was the same thing with the Goa Spirit series. This was on Goa Spirit 2. As you can see, I have the white label, so I don't really have the proper artwork or sleeve to show you. It's just a generic black sleeve. But this is a tune called Micronesia. Is this the A side or the B side? This is... what does that say? There is an etching there, but I can't really read what it says. That's just the cat number on this side. This is the A side. Okay, so this should be the correct side. So this is 1997, Shakta and Moonweed, Micronesia on Celtic. I can't tell you, this tune, it's a Shnootz Rootz as much as any other one. When I was first getting into electronic music, acid trance, acid techno, Goa trance, I remember I had a few friends who they'd ride in the car with me and I'd put on CDs and stuff that I was listening to. And there were some people, they were drum and bass, jungle crew. But I remember them commenting, a couple of my friends, this guy Eric, this guy Mike, they were like, this is a fucking cool tune, dude. It's like the sitar is kind of airy and otherworldly, but that deep sort of acid bass, heavy, right? The kick is thumping. A lot of Goa trance is sort of oh, the kick is a little too punchy and soft. Not here. It's a sledgehammer. So yeah, the synth bass, I think I called it acid bass. That's dope, but here comes the real acid guns. All the while, the sitar just floating on the top of everything. The sonic waves beneath. Oh, and that synth fucking... floating in between it all. Now this crazy, firework flourishing layer. have that main like dynamo layer like flashing harder now. I sometimes talk about the subtype of Goa that I call acid Goa. This is as much acid Goa as anything. Like green nuns eat your heart out. And that sort of, again, ethereal, classic Goa, like mysterious melody. There's so much going on, that high, like, almost like harpsichord-y melody, that, like, acid, like, stab. The dynamo, but wait, cleans up enormously. Back to the dynamo. I love that, like, really dramatic. One of the most glorious probably one of the first dead pauses I had ever heard in a build-up. Love the syncopation in the build. Yeah, the 16-year-old me, early 97, would hear this and be like, oh, fuck. A lot of the Goa trance that I've been introduced to in the months prior to hearing this was more melodic. Not all of it. I heard Gamma Goblins and, I heard some Twisted stuff, but literally in Twisted, you saw what I did there. But this was like, I never heard anything like this. Now this riff reminds me of something on Twisted, like The Loin Sleeps Tonight, or like, again, like hallucinogen stuff. What's The Loin Sleeps Tonight? Infernal Machine, which is like Dick Trevor and somebody else. Oh my god, the acid coming in hard like that, the like high, like harpsichord-y melody, like drizzling back in like rain. Now the acid flaring out like that. Add like over the top now. The density. It's a masterpiece. This is a tune that I have on many occasions listened from beginning to end. Some of the tunes that I've reacted to, techno, even Goa trance, they're tunes that I use over the years primarily as a DJ, so I'm mixing in, I'm mixing out. This is a tune that's so epic, I have just sat and listened to the whole thing before, so that actually was not as surprising or eye-opening in the sense that I very much know what a wicked, twisted, dense, and just, you know, unparalleled tune it is. That's really, it's another one of those tunes that, like, you don't change anything. You know, you pull out any part, you change any note, and there's diminishment. It's just a classic. And as I said, you know, I think Green Nuns are perhaps most known for mixing, like, heavy acid work in a Goa trance idiom. And again, of course, there's some old school astral projection, obviously some old school Phosphor, especially in the hallucinogen mode. And you know, Cosmosis, shout out to him. You know, a couple of his early albums have a lot of acid work. But I do think, I mean, it's really one of the most acid drenched, acid soaked, acid saturated Goa tunes that I'm familiar with. Certainly one of my favorite, because it's not only acid soaked, but it really gives this kind of like Near Eastern, you know, sort of like on the hippie trail, the Goa path sort of vibe in the atmosphere. So again, shout out to the tune, shout out to Seb Taylor, Shakta, Moonweed, Jamie Graham. Like I said, big fan of this record and have been for a very long time. Although again, I heard it on a CD compilation first, probably, I don't know, like spring of 97. I think Goa Spirit 2, I got that early in 97. Regardless, I probably didn't get the record till a few years later, but I definitely got it like, you know, pre-modern era, you know, when there was a brief hiatus between like maybe 04 and 08 where I wasn't buying as many records, wasn't mixing as many sets, you know, sort of after my initial phase of DJing, and then before I got really back into it around like 08, 09. But I do believe I got this record before the sort of hiatus period. So I've had it for a long time now. But let me know if you're a fan. Let me know if you like, what's the one on the other side? It's called like Q, I think. Yeah, there's a tune on the other side called Q. Not as big of a fan. It's cool, but like I said, Micronesia is definitely the one that I got this for. So let me know if you agree. Let me know if you're a big fan. Let me know if there's any other Goa trance you'd like me to react to. Go to my Mr. Tom Servo Discogs collection. You can go to my Goa folder and you can just see everything I have. I have quite a bit, you know, around like 100 like releases, and many of those are like, you know, double LPs and so on. So like I said, let me know if you have a request. Other than that, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. Peace.